There is a world where people are craving for a drop of water. They are forced to do daily work without a drop of water. Why aren't they getting enough water? But as always, no matter how much trouble there is in the world, rich people have no problem. It's the same thing here. Friends, a big private company has installed a machine to extract water underground, because there are still places where water can be extracted from underground, and the amount of water that comes out of those lands is supplied to the cities, where rich people live, but poor people are forced to live in poor villages. They also live in a poor family including Father Ernest, Mother Catherine, elder daughter Mary and younger son. It was very difficult for the family to survive in the village. There was also a lot of land. What did his father do? But due to lack of water, we are unable to cultivate crops. He also spoke to the government that my land is still fertile. That is, crops can be grown on it in water, but no one trusts the word of Ernest. So he digs the land on his own and tries to know whether his luck is good. He gets water so that his farm will be green again, and by selling the crop, he will also meet the shortage of water for his family. Friends, it is a matter of one day that two thieves come to Ernest's farm where he had installed machines to draw water. Ernest immediately reaches there with Cal, and as soon as the thieves come to know that Ernest has come here, they start pretending that we have come from far away. If you get a little water, you will be kind, but friends, only then the thieves see the opportunity and take it away so that they can shoot Ernest. But Ernest's mercury used to fall daily from such thieves. So he immediately brings the gunch before they're shot and piles them there. Seen friends have been in such a situation that they are bent on taking each other's lives for water. People come to check their machine, but the poor man finds that the little water that used to come out from here has also ended. This means that now he will have to dig a pit again at another place and install the machine. The water goes to the man with the water so that the water can be extracted from there. Friends, Waterman is a group of people who work for a private company, install big machines so that water can be extracted from inside, and this water is supplied to the city. By the way, Ernest works to deliver alcohol or food items to people. He brings everything from the city on his donkey and gives it to these watermen. The only waterman also includes a man named Max, with whom Ernest is somewhat familiar. Ernest tells Max that, look brother, you have started the work of installing a big machine here. A little away from here is my farm where water used to come, but due to the installation of that big machine here, the little water that my farm used to get, that has also stopped. Can't you take your line of big machines elsewhere? Max says, it's not my job. If you want to talk, you can go to our boss. Ernest knows that the boss is not going to listen to him, so Vobekra comes out to come home with his little mouth. But when a person's luck is bad, it does not take time for bad things to happen to him. The same happens with anesthesia. While coming, his donkey's leg falls down due to hitting a stone, and one of his legs is broken due to the fall. The poor donkey was troubled before the thirst, breaking the stitch makes it more stiff. So Ernest is forced to kill her in order to end her suffering. What do friends do? After this, he comes to an auction house where old robots are repaired and sold. Ernest had come to buy such a robot so that he could handle the delivery work. At the same time, a person named Robot also comes to the auction. But in the end, Ernst finds the robot, which is very happy to come. Let's get something useful in hand. After this, both of them come to the hospital, where Catherine lives. Catherine had met with an accident some time ago, so she could not walk again. That's why Catherine is kept in the hospital by wire. Wire means that help Catherine to walk. Now look. I don't have enough money to buy a wired system and bring it home. That's why he and his family come to visit Kathleen in the hospital. Now out of the hospital, Ernest meets Robbie, who is a good friend of Ernest. It's very close. He doesn't have a place to live. At the same time, he is a little weaker than the mind. So Ernest gives the little water he has to Robbie and his family, even though Ernest is short of water. But a man's heart is very good. Now from there, as soon as Ernest comes home, he tells him that I need your robot, there is some important work. Ernest knew there was a bad guy. Number 1. Bring back the robot. He will play. So friends, Ernest flatly refuses to give the robot. Also, friends, let me tell you that and Ernest's daughter Mary are having an affair with each other. Ernest repeatedly persuaded Mary to stay away from him. He is not a good person, but Mary is not ready to listen, because she has also started hating her father. Tell me, friends, now do you ever get it wrong? Children who do not listen to their parents are bad. There's nothing wrong with Mary. Come home and see. In the next scene, Ernest is digging another pit, hoping to get some water out of it, but due to the big machines, the entire area had become dry. So Ernest has to face disappointment here also. At the same time, he is talking to Ernest while digging a pit. He says, when I went to town, there I saw a girl whose hair is short but very beautiful to look at. If you say that your son has grown up, then let me talk to you. I do not know how long we will be able to live in this condition. So we should live well whatever moments we have left. Our friends and daughters spend some time talking to each other in a similar way. After that, Ernest comes home. I tell him I need money, I'm going with him. I'm very nervous here. Ernest says he's choking. I've been watching you since childhood. I tried to give everything. Do you still talk like that? I'm responding from above. She says we are not living here, we are surviving and I don't want such a life. When Mary refuses, Ernest locks Mary in a room and nails the windows so that he cannot meet her, and Ernest is about to go into town to get supplies. Only then does he realize that the robot exists. Seeing this, his condition worsened. He knew that no one else could do it, so from there he immediately comes to the waterman to ask him whether he came here or not, but as soon as he comes there, Max and the rest of the waterman together attack him. His friends started beating him up. They say you stole our supplies, our hard-earned money, which you may have wasted elsewhere. What is this you are saying? I'm asking you here that I came here whether my robot came here or not, but on the contrary, you people are killing me. Friends, Ernest had understood here that he must have taken the supplies from the city in exchange for me, and instead of giving them to the waterman, he stole them and took them elsewhere. So the friends set out to find Ernest, just as they are being chased by the waterman, which he also receives. At the same time, Ernest's suspicions were correct. He had stolen the purse. Friends with whom he was eating very comfortably. So Ernest takes the gun to the point and scares Phelim away, leading him to the waterman. To tell you that the supplies were not stolen by me, Phelim. They were both very tired. Ernest was the most exhausted, and at the same time he had run out of water. That's why friends tried to trick Phelim Ernest by telling him that I drank some of his wine and there's a little left over. I think we'll split the rest of the wine in half. What worse will the waterman do? Will you kill me? But if we don't drink, we will die of thirst. On this, but as soon as he frees her from the ropes, Phelim attacks him. The poor Ernest was already exhausted and began to bleed profusely from the beating. He then forces the rest of the wine into Ernest's mouth, so that when the waterman sees him, he is convinced that Ernest stole the surprise and drank his wine. Not only this, the friends kill Phenom Ernest and tie him with a rope with the robot so that the world feels that the robot went out of control and attacked Ernest, which led to his death. Poor Ernest is killed. Friends and everyone seem to think that the robot killed Ernest. Friends always do bad things to good people. Why is that, man? In the next scene, he is sitting very sad after losing his father. He is trying to break it by putting all the fuss on the robot because Abitosh has accepted that the robot killed his father, but we all know what the truth is. Then from there it says what will be found by breaking the robot, or will it be useful to us in the future? So don't break it, and don't worry, I'm not your family, I'll take care of you, and I said I'll take care of you too. Trying to be friends. In the next scene, Shada comes and says that I need a water pipeline so that I can cultivate my land with its help. Max says, am I any of your servants that you will say and I will do it? So the Phenom tells me that you have to believe, friend. Those friends show him his knife and say, do you remember these knives? That day when you attacked him with supplies, this knife, and he took it from you, and I found this knife near his body in which your name is written. Everyone knows that you and he had a fight with a surprise the night before he died, so what I was thinking was that I go and tell everyone that during the fight, Max did not kill Ernest, but the next day when he got a chance, he killed Ernest and made accusations. Hearing this on the robot, Max goes to the room and hides from the company and turns on a secret pipeline to the destroyed farm, which starts getting water to the farm. Everyone is very happy that farming can be done here again. The friends plow the plow so that the crop grows, their hard work pays off and the crop starts growing on all four sides of the farm, seeing which Jairam and everyone else are very happy. Also, Phenom and I were in a relationship. Because I was pregnant. So they got him married. Phenom was very happy with the marriage, but inside he was also remembering that it was all Ernst's, that's what I took away. Today, if he was alive, neither would he have married me nor would he have got this farm, and after his death, friends would have adopted all his things. But this doesn't stop here. Now you see his sin. How much does he do in the next scene? Some employees come from the bank who tell about the ground shifting under their feet. Knees. Your harvest has come in due time. Ernest had mortgaged that time, he died. So now the land belongs to the bank and the crop grown and it will also go to the bank. No, that can't happen. That I should have told you this earlier. When the crop did not grow here at that time, and if you had told me earlier, I would have seen some other land. But friends who do not believe in bankers say that if you do not get money within a week, then you should forget this land. After saying this, they leave. Phelm was upset that Ernst had fooled me, had kept me for a long time in vain. Tell me, how can I get the money now? Tell me, friends, that's what happened. On the contrary, the thief scolded Copwar. The robot begins to move. He says, I am going to sell the robot so that I can repay the bank loans with my money. But he was not a good friend. He comes to Robbie. The same Robbie is a friend who is very close and takes him along on the pretext that come with me, I will arrange water etc. for you. So poor Robbie goes with his child. But I said no, the pot of sins of friends is not full. He fraudulently sells poor Robbie's child, from whom he will give my money to the bankers. Now, as he keeps Robbie informed of this, he tries to quarrel with him. But where the child was sold, there is no role to quarrel, etc. If the child is sold, the deal will never be broken. So they shoot and kill Robbie. Friends try to shoot him as well because they thought Realm was selling Robbie's baby with Robbie's permission. So Realm saves his life and runs away from his friends. At the same time, he leaves the robot there because he has to tell Chiron too, this money has come not by selling the child but by selling the robot. What to say, friends, what a bad man or Ray Phelim. At that time, friends were refusing their daughter Mary. To keep up with this, in the next scene, due to giving money to the bank, the same robot goes ahead and goes out to go to its original owner, because when the rogues and Robbie were coking, some bullets hit the robot, which caused the default settings of the robot to be turned on, and that is why it is going to its original owner, who lives in the city, and the name of the owner is Calvin. As soon as he sees that robot, he is completely surprised that whose robot has come back to me. The robot had his friend Ernst's name written on it, so Calvin tries to contact the radio host so that he can come forward and take his robot back. As soon as Chiron makes a radio call, he is completely surprised that he had said that he sold the robot. Now this Calvin is telling that the robot is with him. So friends, he decides that if Calvin wants to give the robot back, then no one. That's a very good thing. I'm going to go get him. The next scene shows Robbie's wife, who was shocked when Robbie and her baby did not return. She carries a doll and waits for Robbie and her baby to arrive. Actually, friends, it was very bad with the poor, and seeing this thing, it seems that there is definitely something that Fei Lang is hiding, after which he comes to the border of the city. But as the guards did not allow her to enter the city because she was less than 18 years old, a girl named Anna came there. She tells him, "Come to me, I can send you to the city, that too for very little money." As soon as he sees Anna, he is completely stunned because she is exactly the same as he told him about the girl with short hair. Do you remember, my friends? Since I was saying that you get married, let's talk to him. Your friends ask her about Ernest again, but she doesn't know. Ernest doesn't say anything further, and then hides her in a luggage cart to the city, and with her help, brings her to the city and finds her since coming to the city, which makes her his robot Wapis. Calvin had also repaired the bullets that had hit the robot. He also corrected the robot's settings. So now, as soon as you look at the robot carefully, you see that it has a camera that records video with the help of a laser beam. The video is not recorded clearly, but it is clear enough to be seen, and then those videos show the moments spent with Ernest, which were recorded by the robot. In the same video, friends are also the video when he was killing and tied him with a rope and connected him with the robot. Seeing this, he is shocked. He knew that his father's death was not an accident. Rather, there was a conspiracy in the mind, so he comes back home with the robot and does not tell Felm that he has found out everything, because if Mary finds out that Felm did all this, she will not be able to bear the shock. She's also pregnant. So Jerome comes up with a plan. He tells him that I heard on the radio that Robbie is calling you. Now Phelim is upset to hear that Robbie is dead, which Robbie is calling, so he says that maybe it will be someone else for whom he is speaking Robbie. Now seeing the plan unfold, Jerome writes a letter to Phelim to make him feel that Robbie has sent the letter, and he's calling her to the place where Ernest died. After seeing the letter, Phelim had understood that there was something wrong, would have to go there and see. That's why he goes to the same place where he killed Ernest. Moving ahead, he does not see the pit made on the ground, and from there he brings him to the pit where his leg was broken due to the fall, and he is shouting for help. Seeing him so angry, he understands that he has come to know everything and it was all planned. I'm sorry, but look how well I took care of you. If something happens to me, I won't be able to bear this shock. So let me go, but don't listen and shoot and kill directly. After this, he also resets the robot's memory so that he can never see all of me. He doesn't want me to ever know the truth that a few days had passed, and I get very upset when I don't come home that he says he was never a good man. She ran away leaving you, and hearing this Mary becomes very sad and ends her love for you from her heart. Friends, on the contrary, he begins to hate her. He took his revenge very calmly. After this, they start running the house as the farm was given to them. He will collect money by selling the same crop so that he can bring his mother home from the hospital, and with this mix filling, friends, the film ends here. If you like the video, do like and subscribe to the channel. Take care until next video, and finally thank you for watching.